In the last video, we opened up a project. We moved the origin. I'm just going to move that back to the left. That's where we'll start in most cases. We can zoom into things. So, for example, we've got this here. We want to get a little bit more detail. We can use the zoom frame selection, and that actually zooms in. And then again, we can scroll to get out of that. I'm not going to go through all the tools. That's something you can sort of play around with if you need to, but most of your project should have been completed before you get into LightBurn. The next important thing is the cut layers. So you can see here I've got two different things here. So what we can do, for example, if I wanted to make the rectangle around the outside a cut, I could select that. You can see I haven't selected the text. I've just selected the box around the outside. I'm going to change that to red. You can use any color you like. And then I'm going to do the same for the text, but I'm going to change that to blue. And now we can change these. So, for example, we can change the settings for the blue, for the red, and also the blue. So at the moment, you can see the red is fill, the blue is align. So I'm just going to double click. You can change certain things in here, like the mode, but I'm going to double click on the red. And we want that to be a cut. So I'm going to change that to align. And generally with a cut, we might have, say, 12 for the speed, 12, 10, depends on the material really. And I'll change that to 90. So for 9mm ply, this should be fine. And of course, it only needs one pass. Okay, so make sure you check that. For the blue, I'm going to change that. So I'll just double click, change that mode to fill. You will notice when I finish this that you won't have the text outline, it will be a fill. And I'm going to change the speed to 600. And again, it will depend on how much you want it to stand out. And I'll change the power to 40. Okay. And then we can just click on OK. So I've got my text, I've got my line. The next thing I'm going to do before I do anything else is preview it. Okay, so that's this button here. So when I preview it, you've got your playback speeds. There's all sorts of things there. My playhead's down here, but you can actually see exactly how it's going to work. So it does the cut around the outside, and then it starts doing the engraving for the text. And all up, it takes about 47 seconds. So make sure you check that. That will tell you how it's going to look. Make sure it's only cutting that. Sometimes we end up with, sometimes we end up with stuff sort of outside of that, and that makes sure we haven't got that. For the next part, I'm going to show you how to send it to the laser cutter.